This is fancy. Hey, everybody. Let me wait for some folks to get on. Hello. Oh, I hope you can hear me. Hey, Josie. Hey, I hope y'all can hear me. Can you hear me, Josie? Just give me like a yes or a no, a thumbs up or something if y'all can hear me. Or a thumbs down if you can't hear me. Okay, yay, thanks, Josie. Hello, who else is on? Miss Josie Harvey allowed us to come to her home. Was it last week? It was this week? I don't really know because the days are running together. I think it was Monday. And I am so grateful because as we were traveling, we were able to do laundry. Family, y'all know family, when family really just loves you and lets you come in. That's how you know when they love you, when they let you do laundry at their house. Yes, I am currently sitting on the porch of the Auntie, the one and only Alisa Childers. And maybe she'll come out later. I don't know. I told her she could. I was like, hey, you can come out and hang with us. Let's see here. Wayne Elmore is on. Andrea Ward. I don't know if it's Andrea or Andrea. Kelly. Carlene. Melissa. Rakita. Hey, fam. Miss Laura Hartley. She my other auntie, y'all. Y'all don't even know. She been a blessing in my life. Hey, Alyssa. Julie. All right, y'all. So let me just jump in here. Y'all, it's been either one is good. All right, it's been a whirlwind. I'm not even gonna lie. Let me start. Okay, let me just go ahead and keep it real. Since we family, let me just go ahead and tell you what's happened. So I had the whole hair. I had a hair fiasco because it was raining in Texas, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my hair, y'all. So I was like, do I braid it? What do I do? Nothing worked out. So I told the girl who does my hair, who is amazing, I was like, just cut it because it's like it hasn't been cut in a long time, and the ends were damaged and things like that. Y'all, she needed to cut a lot of my hair off. She needed to cut a lot. Y'all, I have a TWA, a teeny weeny afro. Y'all, I am like, oh, I don't know what to do, but it's growing on me. It is it's taken a while, but it's growing on me. So there's that on, gosh. Hello, David and Eloisa. Goodness, when did we leave? We left last Wednesday, and we went to Dallas and I spent the day in Dallas on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, joined the Wilberforce weekend. It was Thursday. It was, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thursday was just a time for speakers to get together and to hang out. Carl Truman spoke, and Ryan Anderson wrote when Sally became Harry, or when Harry becomes Sally. And then Carl Truman wrote The Rise and Fall of the Modern Self. And yeah, they just came and just spoke like just so passionately from their heart about, what they're seeing in culture and how certain movements are taking over culture, and how as Christians we have to be on guard and alert and not allow these things inside of the church. It was so good. And y'all, we were at this mansion in Dallas, and when I said, y'all, I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh, this how the others have live, because I surely was not aware that this existed. It was amazing. They had a gym on the property of the house. I said, like a basketball court sized gym. I said, what in the what is this? Ross Perot. And I couldn't remember why I knew the name, but yeah, the Ross Perot lived just a couple houses down from where I was at. I said, ooh, if my CFBU family could see me now, my goodness. But y'all, I try to do y'all proud, because I was like, I don't even know. This is different. This is way out of my league. but it was a really good time, and I was thankful to be a part of that. And then the conference started on Friday, and it was Friday and Saturday. And then the Colson Center, sorry y'all, I think a mosquito's trying to befriend me. I might have to go inside, because y'all know I don't do bugs. That's nasty. But Friday it was like speakers all day, and then Saturday it was speakers again, and I spoke last. And the topic they asked me to speak on was reconciling God's people. And so, on one hand, I really just wanted to get up and say, like, it is finished. But I guess I couldn't steal Jesus's words. But it's true. It is finished. Like, the reconciling of God's people is done. Now, how do we walk in unity? Sure, I'm open to talk about that. But the fact that we are brothers and sisters, we have been reconciled because we are reconciled back to the Father, that's not my work. That's the Lord. And so I gave a speech about that. And midway through, I just kind of felt like the Lord was saying, like, yeah, that people need to hear something else. And so I said something else. It was completely off script. And I just said what was in my heart. And then I went back to the end of the script, and they gave me a standing ovation. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't even know what to do. I just was like, okay. Oh, y'all, I'm telling you, so out of my element. And then I walked off the stage, walked back to the wrong table, almost sat on somebody. I was like, see, still me, folks, still me. But very thankful just for people's reception. One of the things that happened that I thought was very telling, I had a bunch of men come to me in tears at different times after my talk and thank me for, like, my stand, for the speech, for the truth. And that is something that I completely was not expecting. And but was still very grateful for, I guess, and kind of thrown by it too. Like, I don't know, like, I'm not a man, one, and two, I'm not a white man. And so I don't know what the emotional connection is in culture. I can do my best guess, I can give my best guess. I can have conversations to try and understand these things more. But when you have a man who is probably in his 60s, mid to late 60s, come to you and say, I've been feeling so much shame and I haven't known what to do with it. And he's literally just in tears and saying, thank you for reminding me of the words of scripture. Thank you for, allowing there to be grace. Thank you for, being gentle with us and explaining or reminding us that we are reconciled and that we are family and that we belong to each other. It's just something different. And it happened multiple times. It actually happened. I spoke at Team Pact today, and it happened again today. But, it's made me think of, what's happening to our brothers in the body. And, our brothers who not just are white, but, what does culture say to men in general? Number one. Number two, in this moment where everything is about whiteness, where everything is about white fragility, where everything is about white privilege and divesting yourself of whiteness and not being white, what does that do to white men? I've had a number of conversations with white men who have, said that they've been canceled at work or they had to fight for their tenureship, or like just different conversations. And oh, sorry, y'all, there's a bug. I might have to go, oh, Lord, no, nuh-uh. Ooh, can y'all see it? It's humongous. What kind of Tennessee bug is this? Oh, okay, I think it left. But what does it do to your mental state and your emotional state when you are basically told that you're evil. And that's sorry, I gotta go inside. I can't with these bugs. These ain't no California bugs. What does it do to your, oh, maybe I can kill it. Hold on, y'all, I'm sorry. But no, he flew away. No, I gotta go inside. I can't do this. The devil is a lie. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, there's a big old bug out here and I can't do it. I just can't. Sorry, thanks. So what does it do? Can I just sit here? Yeah. Thanks. Sorry. Y'all, I'm sorry, but there really was a bug and I just could not even. That thing was huge. But what does it do to your emotional space or your mental space? And I don't think that even they realized, just what they were carrying or how it was impacting them. And now here they are busting out in tears. So I was just thankful for the opportunity. I was thankful to, be there and to be able to share in that moment and to remind them that, hey, look, you are my brother. And yes, we have different skin colors. And that doesn't mean that you're not my brother. You're still my brother. And you belong to me and I belong to you. So that was Wilberforce. Got to spend time with Alisa because we both spoke. She did an amazing job talking about progressive Christianity and its influence in the church. And then I got to have lunch with Dr. Carl Truman. He actually, y'all, he emailed me and was like that he appreciated my speech, and I was like, oh, what? Oh my gosh, yeah. So there was that. Right after Wilberforce, then I went to Tennessee. I came to Tennessee, to Cleveland, to Lee University, and I spoke at Pact this morning. It was 950 kids, and yeah, it was basically the same message from Wilberforce, that we belong to each other, and it was a little different. I think with Pact, it wasn't so much about like critical race theory or whiteness and things like that. It was about, do you know who you are? So one of the biggest questions that I think culture and society is asking young people is, who are you? Do you know who you are? It's offering them the opportunity to believe a false narrative about who they are. And so we just had a family meeting, a conversation of, this is who you are. This is what scripture declares about you. Look at Genesis 1. You're created to rule. You're created to reign, to govern. God has created us male and female. So our sex, like these are some things that are created and spoken over us. We are created in God's image. And so we talked about that, and yeah, it was a really good time. And then Krista and I drove for 2.5, almost 3 hours up to the Auntie, and now we are here. I'm gonna go through some of the comments. Y'all, them bugs then bit me up. I have 1, 2, 3, I have 5 bites on one arm. I don't even know what to do with that. Yes, Dr. Truman emailed me. It is crazy. Just fry that thing up and serve it to Krista. Ew. That's horrible. God made bugs too, and you have dominion over them. Yes, God did make bugs too, but maybe it's my sinful nature that makes me fear, because I cannot deal with it. Thank you. Yes, she brought me some first aid antiseptic spray. They didn't got me. I'm like, these Tennessee bugs, that thing was humongous. It was like rolling up on me. I don't know how to do this. But anyway, that is it. Oh no, we actually we did a training at a school in Arlington, thanks to Miss Josie Harvey. She was able to connect us with the school that her kids go to, and they had us come in and we did a talk about critical race theory, and it was just like an overlook of like, what is it? How do you know when it's in the room, when it's at play? And then we talked about diversity. We did diversity training, diversity, equity, and inclusion. We talked about diversity specifically, and like, how do Christians participate in diversity? Is diversity a biblical concept and things like that? And so that was awesome. And then we went to Tennessee. So you guys, it's been a whirlwind. We will be here until Sunday, and yes, gonna enjoy a couple days in Nashville to see. There's a new museum. It's like African American Music Museum, and so I'm really interested in going to that. And aside from that, that's it. Let's see here. Those kids this morning jumped to their feet to rejoice with you about God's calling them to be leaders. Yes, they are leaders. It was awesome. Seems like an excellent topic. Young people are really trying to figure out who they are. They are. Let's see here. Oh, nothing. Just looking through the comments. A whole lot of white Christian men are living daily being told that they are the worst of the worst, and they have no say and no worth right now. Yeah, and I think that is what is really, oh, sorry, y'all can just barely see my face. That's what a lot of the men were saying. And it's sad. It's really sad. No one should be told that. It doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. Let's see here. You're sharing a powerful message from the Lord. Thank you. It definitely has to be the Lord. Only 2 full standing O's the whole conference. I can't wait to watch the recorded. The recorded version will be available in mid-June, from what I understand. And let's see, y'all. Let me see. Just making sure I am not. You are the light of Wilberforce. Oh, thank you. And congratulations. I saw you walk across the stage, Elizabeth. Monique living large. Y'all, that house was a little bit too large for me. Hi, Daisy. Y'all, there's a dog. I am a dog person. I'm not going to lie. And Daisy and me, we have a good relationship. Monique, have you heard or listened to the podcast Conversations That Matter with John Harris? If so, what do you think? I actually have not. Many people have asked me my thoughts about John Harris, and I really don't have any yet. I don't really have a lot of, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. The ones that I do are, very specific, but I don't have any thoughts about John Harris, actually. Hello from northeastern Tennessee. Let's see. Hello from Virginia. Name dropping. Y'all, I didn't know who these people were. So Carl Truman tells me, he goes, let's have lunch tomorrow. And so I walk up to John Stone Street, who is the head of the Colson Center. And I asked him, I said, do you know where Dr. Truman is? And he was like, yeah, everyone is like fangirling over him and fanboying over him and stuff. And I was like, really? I didn't know who he was. Y'all, I was just trying to live my best life and have lunch. I just wanted some chicken. And so he asked me, he was like, you don't know who he is? And I was like, no, I don't. But yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting to be in this space and not know who people are. But it definitely, I think, allows me to just be me. So I'm thankful for that too. What has surprised you the most? How is the Lord showing himself to you in this time? What has surprised me the most? I think what surprised me the most is people's response. I think people either extremely angry or extremely grateful. There's not too many middle ground people. I'm surprised by people in the church who think that it's okay to really down people for the color of their skin, even with America's past of slavery and things like that. Like, I still don't think that we degrade people. And so that's really surprised me a lot. How is the Lord showing himself to you in this time? I think just by the support. by reminding me that I'm not alone, that I don't have to walk this road alone, that even though it gets hectic and busy and can be overwhelming, that I'm not in this alone. All of you guys being support, all of the notes on Facebook and the notes in my DMs and things like that. I think the people who walk alongside me has been extreme support. And so that's how he's showing up, just as, you know, reminding me that we don't walk alone, that we truly are family. And so I am thankful for that. Let's see. Hello, Charles. Let's see. All right. Oh, I guess you guys are saying you don't know who he is. Maybe you're talking about Carl Truman. Carl Truman is an author of a book. He's a theologian. Is Carl Truman a theologian?
He is a... Well, see, that's a good question. I'm going to look it up.
We're going to look it up.
Because he's such a Renaissance man in the world of scholarship.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who he is. And so we're having...
Well, he's a historian, I think, primarily.
He's a historian primarily. So
yeah, theologian and historian.
Yes, so theologian and historian. I was sitting down to lunch with him and he was saying something and I was like, you know I should know you and I know I probably should have read your book, but I don't really know who you are. I'm sorry. And he was like, no, like it's no reason to apologize. But it's kind of rough when you're sitting down with a really famous person and you don't know who they are and they've written an amazing book that everybody's talking about and you haven't read it. So there's that. People are saying hello to you.
To me?
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
Yes. I'd love to have you meet Erskine Anna, I don't know how to say that name. He's a musician and speaks on similar issues as you, lives in Nashville. Mm-hmm. Erskine Anna Vitarte? I don't either. Yes, so guys, this is what we are up to. We are doing good. We are thankful for your prayers. Please keep praying for us. I have one more talk when I get home. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The curriculum is coming along. We're in some of the final stages. So please keep praying for the curriculum, that it comes out, either like on its due date or before. And we're doing, pre-sales are going well. If you haven't pre-ordered yet, make sure to pre-order the curriculum. We're going to be talking about, it's called Reconciled, and it's talking about our reconciliation to one another, and then how do we walk in unity. It's a 6-week study, and it's pretty cool. Let's see what, I hope you have so much fun with Alisa. Go to the Pancake Pantry if you get a chance. I'm gluten-free. And so if the Pancake Pantry doesn't have any gluten, if they have gluten-free things, then sure, but otherwise nobody wants to be with me if I have gluten. It's really sad. Alisa found this out the hard way last weekend. Yes. Let's see. Let me just make sure that I am seeing all the comments. All right. Oh, people asked about my skirt. I saw that on another post. My skirt is, that I wore, if you haven't seen the picture, the skirt that I wore at the Colson Center event is actually from Zambia. It was handmade in Zambia. I believe the name of the cloth is Shatenge, and it's not and I think it's Ankara fabric, but it's Shatenge, and actually that could be the same fabric, just from another region, but it's from Zambia, handmade in Zambia, and it is absolutely awesome. I used to do work in Zambia, and so I had a skirt made there. Thank you so much for your wisdom always, CFB. Thank you, Doug. All right. Hi, Allison. Thank you. All right. I am rejoicing in all that God is doing through you and Krista. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome, you guys. I am going to actually hop off. I know this is a really short family meeting, but I am extremely tired. What are your thoughts about public schools hiring diversity, equity, and inclusion directors in our district? It seems to be causing more division. Yes, I do believe that I call them DI officers or DEI, either one, officers, do bring a lot of division. They generally uphold a CRT slant, ACSI, which is the Association of Christian Schools International. So that wouldn't uphold public schools, but some of the curriculum that they're considering adopting also has a CRT bend to it. I believe that CRT in the public school is the agenda anyway. So a DI officer, upholding critical race theory isn't going to be a surprise. But diversity, equity, and inclusion officers do have a specific agenda to bring in diversity. And if we don't understand the diversity that they're trying to bring in, then we will be hoodwinked and bamboozled. It's all kinds of diversity. It's not just like racial diversity. It's about having someone on staff who is transgender, who identifies as a sexual minority, someone who identifies as a racial minority, someone who identifies as a religious minority, someone who is disabled. It's about having all of the people at the table. And we have to be careful about that, because if we have all of the people at the table and they don't uphold, our Christian values, what are they teaching our children? Now that can lead into a whole nother conversation of, well, do we keep our children in the public square or in the public sector? Who is responsible for educating children? These are all different conversations. If it's a public, school, does the public have the right to do what they want? It gets confusing. Alisa and I were just talking about this. Like, is this a justice issue? Children don't really have the wherewithal or the right to, say, hey, no, I don't want to learn this. And so is that being forced on them? But then this is public. And so do Christians look at other possibilities or opportunities for educating their children? How can the church step in to participate in educating young people? And, is that a justice issue? There's a lot. I hope to do a live stream on education and what it looks like to educate children in public sector versus, in the Christian sector, and how Christians can actually step into opportunities that really enhance education for children and families who are looking to keep education specifically Christian. DEI in the school system just sounds like an insidious agenda to me. It has a nefarious bent. It does. Yes, homeschool is an option, but then, I think homeschool is an option for some. But if you're a single mom and you want your kids to have a Christian education and an education not bent on, CRT and different social theories, then what do you do? How can we support those families? I think that's an important conversation for the church to have. We are family and we belong to each other. And so it's not just about, me educating mine. And I will say that is my opinion. And from my position, I say it's not just about me educating mine, but we are a family. And so how can we stand together as a family to make sure that, we support one another as a family would? What's up, Edwin? My cousin Edwin's on here. I would love to hear a live stream on education of children. Yeah, we did one last year with, I want to say her name is Latasha Field. Believe so. And she started a homeschool co-op with her church. She's really big into education. And, I think more churches possibly could step into that space to open up areas where children who may not have the opportunity to receive a Christian education would be able to. I think we might need to get a little clever, though, on how we do these things. So, like I said, not willing to die on that hill yet, but I do think that our treatment of our children is extremely important and should be considered, and how the church participates is an important part of the conversation. So there's that. Let me look through and see. All right. Okay, y'all. I don't think I have missed anything. Hello, Kimberly King from Massachusetts. All right. Oh, Doug, you're in the book group. Yay. Oh, that's another thing, you guys. Our book groups, I believe Edwin's might be closed, but if you haven't signed up for Melissa Palou is going to be doing the book How to Fight Racism by Jamar Tisby. And then the next one is Please Stop Helping Us by Jason Riley, and that one's going to be led by Jamal Bandy. Let me explain a little bit. The book by Jamar Tisby, How to Fight Racism, is not a book that we support, promote, or anything like that. But it is important for us to understand what is the conversation being had. So we can't always say, and I'm not saying that any of y'all say this, but I do hear this a lot. I didn't know. It completely snuck up on me. Well, I didn't know they thought this way. Well, you will know if you actually sign up, and to read the book. Read their works, go to the first sources, so that when someone says, well, this person doesn't think that, you can say, well, yes, they do on page whatever. Like one of the things that people tell me is that, people who uphold critical race theory, people who uphold anti-racism, they want a completely raceless, like non-racist society. They want a society that is completely free of racism. Well, on page 18 of How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibram Kendi, he says that we should participate in racism and disparity, at least for the time being. The only way to get rid of present racism is future racism. So, like being able to have these conversations from an educated perspective, because you've actually been in the material, is helpful. And then you can go to your pastors and say, well, look, we shouldn't be a part of this because, this doesn't align with scripture. And it's not just I don't like this book or I heard this. And then Please Stop Helping Us is a book by Jason Riley. Jason Riley is I want to say he's a columnist or like a writer for Wall Street Journal, perhaps. I could be just getting that all wrong. But he wrote a book called Please Stop Helping Us, and it's actually a book written toward white liberals who are constantly pushing a liberal narrative on inner city communities. And he goes into statistics about Black and brown communities, impoverished communities, and why those liberal policies actually hurt the poor. It hurts Black and brown people. And it's such a good book. It's helpful when you talk to the social justice warrior to say, well, the statistics actually are this. Black people or Black legislators actually wrote some of the laws that you are calling racist. It's just a really good book, and it's extremely helpful to have a conversation if you're having conversations with social justice warriors, to help bring them up to speed, because many of them don't understand where these laws came from and why certain disparities are in place. Not every disparity is an injustice. Hey, LaDonna. I was at Wilberforce with LaDonna. I can't wait for Edwin's book club. I see you, Rakita. All right. I was able to get into... no. I was able to get into Edwin's today. Still worth a try. Yes. Yes, I'm glad that the book groups are filling up. It's going to be a good time. We will do our last round of book groups, I believe, in the fall. So they're just good ways to connect with other people. It's good to hear the thoughts of other people and to interact, like I said, with the first source material. And then you'll be able to see for yourself, this person uses a lot of scripture and they back it with scripture, or this person doesn't use any scripture, or this person uses scripture and it's completely used to manipulate. So there's that. All right, let me see here. All right. Hey, Scott. Book clubs are wonderful. Yes, Miss Eula, they are. All right, guys, I plan to read White Fragility for the same reason. Yes, White Fragility is a good book to read. Now, please don't fall into any of the beliefs of that lady. This woman, she is no, but it is a good book to read to understand what is considered fragile and how when certain words are said or certain things are done, people automatically fall into this fragile category. Doesn't mean you have to subscribe to it. All right, you guys, I am out of here. I'm going to go and rest now. I will talk to you later. Would you like to say goodbye to everyone? I don't know if they can see.
Hi, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.
All right, you guys. It's so hard to force myself to read some of those books. It is. It's so hard. But it's definitely needed. Thaddeus is on here. Thaddeus, I called you back. I called you back. Call me. You can call me in like 10 minutes. I could barely get through the new Jim Crow without getting emotional, traumatized over things I could barely understand. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's rough. Like some of the words are really rough, but it's still, good to interact and to understand what people are saying. Now, don't put yourself in a traumatic situation. Don't do that. But if you can, I would say interact with as many first sources as possible so that you can understand what the premise is. All right. I will talk with you guys next week. We'll be home. Bye.